Hello, friends and neighbors around the world, and this is Guru Mayor bringing you a new series that I call Lessons in Self-Therapy. And this is 25 minutes, few ideas, and a little practice to help you in your day and on your way. So I want to talk today about what is and what is not what I call self-therapy. So we'll start with what it's not. So there is a wave of, this topic is a wave of change that's happening in our world, where it used to be that certain people had the answers and answers were well secretly kept and, dispensed at great cost. So we've got an internet now, which with all the disinformation, it's a source of democratized information. So that includes disinformation. But we have an internet, which is the network of all our awareness that helps us know what's going on for us and what we need. So self-therapy starts with that inner net where we can know our own answers, okay? But back to what it's not. This wave is bringing also some people that are proposing doing away, that you don't need any other help than your own, and that's not always true. So we're not discounting the medical profession at all. We're not discounting medications that are needed by people along the way. Whatever you need, I'm offering just part of the mix, which is, so now what is self-therapy? It is the fact that we all have a highly developed inner sense of knowing of what's not working for us, what doesn't feel good, and what we need to feel better, and that we can access all that information. So along with the millions of years of evolution of our minds, our emotions, and our physical skills, we've got, along with that, a very highly developed sense of self-recovery, self-healing, of resilience, okay? So more in detail, the way I've found to access our self-awareness so we can do self-healing, okay? So self-therapy is, dependent on self-awareness, and it brings self-healing, okay? Self-recovery and self-healing. So a lot of self-dash terms in this. So coming from a meditation training and background, I found that mindfulness, that paying attention to oneself, whether eyes are closed or open, there's contemplation, there's meditation, there's mindfulness. All of these things give us access to what we know, that we might not always know that we know. So, as you may know, I use self-awareness techniques in this series, just simple 3 to 5 to 11 minute breathing practices I find to be very quickly effective to open that self-awareness so that we know what we need to feel better, to heal, to recover. So that's it in a nutshell. So that brings us to, that's enough theory for one day. Let's just begin practicing. Okay? So, as always, I hope you're in a quiet, safe space where you can shut out other distractions and take the time. So from now, about 11 to 15 minutes is all I'm asking. So if you can turn off your other devices and other concerns and postpone things, give yourself a sacred space. And if not, replay this video later when you can sit down, be quiet, and focus. All right. Now, this is one of just my most favorite practices. And we're going to use the idea of prayer. Okay, so you can define prayer in a lot of ways, but we're definitely going to explore that a little bit, because in its popular essence, what was prayer? It was calling on a higher power. And I use the past tense because this is an ancient thing that we may want to update. So prayer was this idea that I don't have the power, but something out there does. Someone or something has the power, a higher power, and I want to beseech it to help me. Okay, so fair enough. I mean, why not? If there's a higher power, why not use it? So let's explore that one. And this may work perfectly for you, end of story. You don't need to listen to anything more. But let's hold an open posture. So sit with me and just be still. And hold your palms up like this, a little outward. This isn't begging, although it might feel like that to you. This is just receiving. Okay, so receive. Here we go. Now, close your eyes and just sit and be quiet, breathe, feel, be open. And whatever is a higher power that you can relate to, nature, cosmos, God, Jesus, Buddha, Mary, whatever you have, whatever's there, your lucky leprechaun, your angels, really, ask them it for help. Okay? So think about your problem or your issue, and now just for 1 minute, sit there and beseech this higher power for help. All right? Breathe and do it. I haven't left you, but I had to go to my higher power to plug in my camera. Okay, good enough. So how was that? I'm back and I have higher power in my camera, so we're good. Okay, so prayer to a higher power to help you and give you what you need. All right, great. Now, think of that same thing that you want. Everybody needs a little help. There's nothing wrong with that. A little support, a little help. Big issues, little issues, you need some help. So now, you have a higher power, right? Some days you have a lot of energy. That's you're on, whether it's caffeine or just enthusiasm, you've got power. And other days you're not. You're feeling low. You don't have much juice, much power. That's just sort of physical energy and motivation and inspiration. Sometimes you need, like my computer just needed more power, so I went to it. So there are powers that there's a need for things, right? But you have sometimes lower power and higher power. So let's call on this time your higher power. You know, sometimes you're brilliant and you just figure things out and you get things done. And other times you feel down and a little like powerless or hopeless or... Okay, so we know that you have higher power within you, just like you have lower power. So now, same issue as you beseeched before, or a different one. Now, hold out your hands again, same posture. Close your eyes, take a couple of breaths. Now that higher power is within you, or accessible directly by you. So now ask your higher power for that help. Answers, help, support, whatever it is. Now, I'll let you do that. Okay? That's enough. Let's just try. So, all right. Now, tell me what happened? Did that feel different from the first time? Many people report a more focused, direct, like it seems like it's already done. It seems more direct. Well, a key is when you're focused outside of you, your focus is more dispersed because your first biological mandate is to preserve yourself. So when you're focused on you, you have more focus. It's more immediate, more direct, more alive. Now that may not be your experience just then, but we're doing that little experiment and take away what you'll take away from it. But to start with an idea that as much as we need support from the outside, not saying we don't, please. Some of us don't ask for help enough. But at the other end of the spectrum, there's a feeling of I can't do it, of hopelessness, that I'm helpless without somebody fixing me. So that we want to overturn and come right into a sweet spot in the middle where we're completely will receive all benefits that we can, and in an empowered way where we know we ourselves, you yourself are the greatest source of your own support. Okay, so you might want to watch this first 10 minutes again and get that in, because that's a big paradigm shift that many of us, well, the whole world has lived in and is growing out of. Okay, so now from there, let's do a practice to take that a little deeper. So we've got our hands out here, same position as the first two exercises. Now close your eyes, and can you tune into, feel or hear your heartbeat? Give it a try. Now, I can feel a pulse actually in my hands, it's, or my wrist. And if you want to tune into it better, put one set of fingers under your artery right here in your neck. And most people can feel it pretty easy, right? Coming through the neck there, feeding the brain. So tick, 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 feel that beat. So this gets down, so once I tune into it there at my neck, I can keep in touch with it. But if you want to stay there with your fingers on your neck, please do. And so this is the essence of your life right here. This is your heart helping you stay alive moment to moment. So this will viscerally connect you with the power within you to be alive. All right, so keep breathing. And imagine there's a word or a pulse or a feeling or a knowing coming to you on each pulse, right? What is it? What is your heart? What is the universe telling you through your heart? And don't be too esoteric about this. Be real. Like, what is it that is your inner answer to what you need right now? Hope, 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 hope. Faith, 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 faith. Strength, strength, courage, courage, courage. Just see if there's a word which is a whole concept and a whole energy and a whole means of support to you that's coming to you, that your heart, your consciousness has been speaking to you, but maybe you haven't picked up the signal, haven't listened. So receive this pulse of wisdom, of support, of hope that's coming to you. That's just what you need right now. And if nothing's coming intuitively, just name something that you want, like strength, determination, love, compassion, and just Put it on auto repeat in the pulse of your heart. And you're listening to it and feeling it and imbibing it and receiving it. So we're doing two things. Giving yourself the thing you need, that's self-therapy. And also the wider mechanism of learning to listen, to feel, to look to yourself for it. Let's just sit a few more minutes with this. Come on. Enjoy, receive. Now, some people need a little more help. So another version of this practice is to hold your breath. Create a little urgency. Hold your breath while you feel that pulse and that need and that urgency, and then still hear the heartbeat and hear the pulse of the word of truth, the word of healing. And version 3, if you really want to create a lot of focus and a lot of urgency, hold your breath out, right? How long is up to you, but breathe deep, hold the breath out, feel the heartbeat, hear the pulse of wisdom, and watch how the absence of air in your lungs creates great immediacy, great awareness and focus, okay? Let's do a few rounds of that. If you're up for it, do that advanced version. Hold the breath out for as long as you wish. And in that state of need, receive. I feel my vulnerability, my innocence, my weakness, my need. And then I feed it myself. Come on, come on. Don't be a spectator. Do it with me now. If you're just watching the whole time and just right now, last couple minutes, palms out, hold the breath out, and be open to the power within and around you, wherever that higher power comes from. Name it. What is that virtue and quality and higher power that you need to break through and prevail? Last minute. In your hour of need, if you'll be open to receive and stop and pay attention and let it come, you will. You'll feel it. You'll feel the peace of, I'm okay, it's happening, it's coming. I understand now. When we're desperate and urgent, we're so busy clawing, we don't even see when the answer is there. So this is the opposite. Practice, practice. Now you may want to just keep in this posture and in this practice, but I'll give a few closing notes. This is a first lesson in self-therapy, what it is and what it isn't. Listen again. Just start 20 minutes of your life, just tomorrow, listen again and see if it opens a pathway, a new pathway of empowered self-healing that I call self-therapy. And continue to get the other help you need. In fact, maybe what comes to you is, wow, I've got to quit being such a rock in an island and thinking I got to do it myself and think nobody wants to help me, and reach out a little bit and be open and ask, you know. And maybe you're at the other end of the spectrum where you're like, hey, I've been acting kind of needy, like I'm waiting for somebody to save me, and hey, I'm going to start doing it myself. So where you're at, you want to find the sweet spot. But generally, some of us have been looking in one area and not seeing what's over on the other side. So the other end of the spectrum of into reliance and openness to what and who and how can support us. So that's our first lesson in self-therapy. We'll do a bunch more of these, so hope to see you again, and appreciate the opportunity to be with you.